Hi guys, what's up? I hope everybody is doing good and have done the exams very well. I would say very well, at least from the point of view of strategic management, because I know from many that audit has turned out to be a very, what do I call it as nightmare? No, not really. If somebody has studied well, that shouldn't have been a real problem. So I will, in my next video, discuss the suggested answers to the audit paper as well. But in this video, I'm going to discuss the suggested answers for the JAN-25 exam of strategic management. 65 marks of question paper. In my opinion, this has been one of the most easiest papers wherein they have asked questions on portfolio analysis. Two questions. I have been telling this line in my class so many times, and also in the marathon video, I've told there hasn't been a strategic management question paper without a question from portfolio analysis. And this time, ANSOF, BCG, everything coming up, I have enough times I've emphasized the importance of that. There are a lot of people who sent personal messages on Telegram and Instagram thanking for the strategic management video. So first of all, a huge shout out to all of you who have sent me those messages. I wasn't doing really well on the day of the exam, and that is why there is a slight delay in uploading this. But I'm not really bothered about the delay because I don't want to be one of those people who wants to on that evening where you wrote the exam itself put up the answers and make you've always known me. This is not just for today for you to know the answers, but this video will always remain there, so a lot of people can come back when you're writing the next attempt, or if that is the first attempt for many, they'll come back and write and look at the suggested answers of the past. Even the previous September 24 exam video is there like that. So like that, if you watch a couple of videos on suggested answers, that will also give you a perspective on how to write the answers. So this is not just going to help for those people who have just written the exam, but this is also for the ones who are writing further. So without further delay, let's get to the paper. I think I'll first tell you how the 65 marks have come. I think all of you know how the 65 marks are split into 15 marks on the MCQs, while the other 50 marks that come generally from the descriptive part. Now people are prepared for 50. This is exactly why I tell you to prepare all 5 chapters and go, and that is the reason I'm doing this even before straight away going into the discussion of the paper. See this, what has happened, and this, if at all you have not written this attempt well, or you know if you are very clear that you are supposed to write one more attempt, so be it. See, as a course like that, don't take any tension or pain. I'm going to put up a video soon on how to handle this, right? Repeated or multiple failures. I'll discuss this in depth in another video. But for now, all I'm saying is this 50 marks, the spread is almost even across all the 5 chapters. Now, like this 65 marks spread, uh, this chapter 1 has been given around 12 marks. Chapter 2 has come for about 13 marks. Chapter 3 and 4, this time both chapters 3 and 4, they have come for 14 and 14. And while it comes to chapter 5, again I think there is a 12 mark on it. Okay, so that's how I guess your total 65 marks have been split up. I'm taking the MCQs, internal breakup of what MCQ came from where and all. You can like break it down. That's not really even a matter of concern. The reason why I'm telling you this is 12 to 14 is the range for each chapter, and this I've been repeatedly telling people that don't ignore the first chapter because it is pretty small. Don't focus more on the fifth chapter alone because it's a very big chapter. Many people, I still remember, even one day before the exam, they've texted me, sir, I am leaving the entire fifth chapter, what will be my loss? You can see it on screen right now. So it depends, like if you are able to perform well with this set of marks, right, which is not less, which is about 53 marks. If you're doing well in the 53 marks thoroughly and perfectly, you'd still be able to get anywhere between 35. But it's about the confidence, right? So that's how the marking pattern has been split. So this is a wake up call for everybody who's writing the further attempts also, that please give due importance to all the 5 chapters. There is very limited syllabus in strategic management, right? And let's now straight away proceed to the suggested answers. And straight away, let's start with the MCQs. Before I start, the PDF of the suggested answers will also be available in the link that is given in the description so that you can download a copy of that. Okay. Sir, you've taken 5 minutes of ours. So can you get to the answers? Yes, of course I can, right? Section A talks about a case study. I think all of you have read this case study. So you can read one more time when you go. The ideas, even I've read it. So Primo Neo Logistics, the PNL, and there's another entity, Cargo Movers. They've talked about two of these people. And if you've seen the questions, each of which has 2 marks weightage, the questions are so damn simple. I'll come back to the case study every now and then as we get to a question now. So let us see what the story of this is. We'll straight away get to the MCQs. Based on the above, you're supposed to write questions from 9 to 13. The first one, yeah, here. The strategy being followed by PNL is. Now let's see what they have been doing here. If you read the whole story, they've been talking about, there is a sharp decline in business right now and all that. The company wants to ascertain market position of rival companies who have identical approaches. Identifying the strongest and the weakest players are words right out of the book. Identifying the strongest, weakest rivals, ascertaining competitive's market position and all that, right? So the company would like to adopt or modify its strategy. So it is already doing something, it also wants to modify. Okay, technology. The company wants to utilize its technology and capabilities not only to compete and survive, but also grow efficiently. Okay, the company already has a strong presence in transportation using the improved technology. So if they are talking about this set of customers, the PNL, it is obviously doing a lot of proactive strategy. There you can see its addition, transporting goods by road, taking by private area, they have the strategies. Yet it is always analyzing. The company also wants to, okay, also in addition to, so therefore it is not only being proactive, but it's a blend of both proactive and reactive strategies. If you go slightly down, PNL and CMP would like to develop a collaborative relationship. Both of them want to come together. So are we looking for a merger? If that is the case, then if you continue to read that line, it says, while they maintain respective independent existence. This exactly is the first line of what you see in the strategic lines definition, right? So therefore, the relationship between both of them is strategic alliance. It's a quite an easy thing, guys. And then if you go by the next one, this one here, they are talking about the marketing. The team is planning to rope various social media influencers, the very famous people right now, with the intent to create a brand image with customer orientation. There are two ways to answer this question. If somebody is very clear, or if they don't know what exactly the answer is, see, if you find this word customer orientation ringing a bell, immediately you can find this is an enlightened marketing answer. Enlightened marketing has 5 points. First one is customer orientation. If you know that, straight away you can go and search. The activity of this marketing is called enlightened. Otherwise also, if you know what the others are, you can do an elimination method also here. Like, what is it called as? Augmented marketing means providing additional services. Differential marketing is for different class of products, right? That HUL example of Lifebuoy, Lux and Rexona, and Piers and Liril being in different segments. That is differential marketing. Uh, Seasonal marketing is about synchro marketing. So if you eliminate BCD also, the answer is A. But if you know the answer directly, that's even more amazing. A sense of mission marketing, a purpose-oriented marketing, customer-oriented marketing, all these come under enlightened marketing. Moving on, the business through private airways. They're clearly given it. I don't know why they gave 2 marks for this. Because this is like, they take it 2 marks. We are giving like that. There's a sharp decline in through airways, and they've declined steeply. And then the option on the product life cycle is what? Oh my god! Somebody getting 2 marks for this is like a bonus, guys. If any of them are not getting 15 out of 15, don't be very, worried about the fact. But you've lost an opportunity. That much I can tell. This is the 15 out of 15 MCQ paper. Okay. Identifying the strongest and the weakest rivals. Draw circles around the same area, the broader circle of the industry. I think everybody knows to identify who's the strongest. There are so many of those people who match the book definition of the word competitors, but we are bothered about only those people who are in our close circles. They're called as the strategy group, and the technique is called as strategy group mapping. The last one is again a bonus 1 mark, take and throw. Like this also can you be using an elimination method. Which one is internal analysis? Competitors are external to us. Market is outside us. Scenario analysis about the environmental scenario. So straight away the answer is about determinants analysis. Even if you don't really know the meaning of the word determinants, which I don't think students of your caliber should. Determinants. I hope all of you know what determinates or determinants. So many of those metrics that you're learning. You learned in financial management a chapter called ratio analysis. The whole of those are determinants, ROI, ROE. There's so many more determinants that you can use to understand what is the internal performance. So if you're doing a determinants analysis, it determines where exactly you stand and what do you do. So damn simple, guys. These 9 marks, I don't know if any of you have not gotten 9 out of 9. I think most of you made a little screw up with the first one, whereby I've seen many people sending me the answer as adaptive strategy and confirming that on the day of the exam. And like I said, on the day of the exam, I was slightly unwell, and I think you can continue to see that in my voice even right now. Like the cold has taken over. So uh, the fact that people are over focused on only one part of that sentence made them tick adaptive strategy, but the answer is a blend of both. All right, in this one, the question is about a stability strategy, maintaining status quo, stability strategy, everything they gave. So what do you have to do? If you're developing a new range of products, then that's not continuing to do what you're doing. If you're purchasing a new number of firms, acquisition is part of expansion strategy. Adding a few channels again of distribution is again an expansion strategy. So simply by elimination method also you could have got the answer. Otherwise, staying wherever you are and continuing to improve on an incremental basis, that's what stability strategy is all about. So to improve your functional efficiency is what we are talking about in this story, guys. I don't know if you spotted that right or not, but if you are improving your own efficiency and not doing anything new, just trying to reduce the cost of production, that is very much in terms of what you call as a stability strategy. Shrinking middle layer, 6 marks of, I mean, like at least 5 marks. That decline one, this hourglass structure one, that 1 mark one, 5 marks. They said take it. So if anybody is getting less than 5, they have to seriously consider doing strategic management. The subject again and again. Come on, a shrunken middle layer is there. Middle layer constricted is an hourglass structure. I'm literally saying at least the other ones need reading, but for these three, decline, hourglass, and that 1 mark bit on determinates, and these are like a gift. So I hope all of you have done the best, and I'm hoping everybody scores here anything about 12. Whoever has got 15 out of 15, please do comment below the video. That will just leave me with a lot of happiness, nothing more than that. And if you've gotten lesser marks, also nothing to worry. Like I said, marks are marks, right? But as a student, you are really bothered about that. So that is exactly why we're talking about it. It's more the questions, guys. I would not want to read each and every line of the question. I want to keep the video short so that you can understand the entire story. But all I'm going to do is lead you through the questions. The whole PDF is there with you. Not even a single question needed going outside the book to find out any great thing. It's everything there. Actually, I should have given you page references, but there might be a lot. There might be there are a lot of students who have not gone through our regular classes, but have used our marathon so powerfully. So for all those viewers, I don't want to mark some random page numbers and all that. So that's why I gave the answer in complete sense. Let's go with the first one, guys. The question is so clear. How do I identify the first one? That's because you can see vertically and horizontally the two keywords in the first question. When flows are vertical and horizontal, it makes it a matrix structure. You have to just explain what exactly is a matrix structure. When will you draw a matrix structure? And of course, they did ask you about the advantages and disadvantages. So there are a couple of advantages. Project objectives are clear and channels of communication are there so that you can visibly see the results. Not very popular because of difficulties in implementation being the downside. Okay, so that's a very straight out of the book question, guys. The second one is an interesting question for me because they have already given you 2 marks for marking the first blend of proactive reactive. They've also given you a gift of 5 marks. Uh, the Acro Limited is an e-commerce company. Those of you who have watched my RTP MTP video, I made a joke out of that also. Nowadays, the e-commerce, eco-friendly, if you remember, I don't know the exact timeline of that video to mark you now, but if you have watched that video, I was joking on that video as well on saying this, like this eco-friendly stuff nowadays has become too popular and stuff like that, right? So this one is where it is. The question has directly come from that, and where we have a point to make. It's very simple. What is the point? That they're doing well. Although the company has been doing well, cool, they're doing well. It still continues to actively strengthen its brand identity. You're doing well, but still you're working proactively. That's a key word to catch there. And they're very willing to introduce new products. Okay, I think I've told you 100 times. Nonsense generally starts the word. However, what's on the other side? The company has been facing stiff and increasing competition from large retailers. Okay, and to meet this, the company quickly started to adapt to changing marketing conditions. You're doing something without, when you are doing well, also you're doing something. This is a proactive part of the story. Okay, and this one right here, adapting to changing marketing conditions, is a reactive side of the story. So clearly they're asking you to identify what are the two different situations and what should they do to adopt the same in the future. I've given you the answer there. The current approach of strengthening brand identity and innovating products are proactive strategies. Response to increased competition by analyzing competitors and adapting new marketing styles are reactive strategies. A blend of both. You have to be proactive and reactive. When you hit a stone wall, you remember this is all I pulled out of the book. Therefore, they should adopt a blend of proactive and reactive in future to stay competitive. Answer is there. Please go through it. And that is the only place in the entire descriptive part where you needed to apply something and write an answer, a little piece of your own. The conclusion part. Otherwise, everything else, this one, next one, you see. Okay, next one I think is a 5 marks gift of BCG. They're asking you words are brand. Say no to sugar is a tagline. They are only telling you the answer also in the question. I don't know why they're making it this easy. Okay, from a student's perspective, that's very easy. But say it has to make heavy investments to maintain, and that tells you it's a star, right? The star keyword is that only. What is the definition of a star? Something that grabs a significant market share and requires heavy investment. They gave this in the MCQ last time. Okay, and now they gave it in the question. Okay, so which category does it fall into? Explain the strategies. Once you classify, post identification, what is it? And then also state the limitations. So it's basically a star. Once that is done, build, hold, harvest, and divest, you have to write. And the limitations: difficult, time consuming, and costly to implement. Gift, clearly. No, I hope anybody who's like not prepared with BCG and soft G and ADL, you have done a crime. I've told enough number of times, even in the marathon and other places, right? The next one is a stock question. Recently I've highlighted the importance of this question also in my classes about internationalization. They can always ask you one question from that globalization topic. I generally expect the reasons of globalization to come in the exam. This time they gave you as to steps involved, which are 4 simple steps. Here, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these straight out of the book question, guys. Mendelow's matrix is a straight question. You can go through that. I don't want to read the same thing. And yeah, this one is a first chapter question. You can see that last topic of the first chapter, newly introduced. It was not part of the old syllabus. 3 levels that are there, and then what are the relationship between them. So you'll have to just go ahead and write the 3 relation: functional and divisional relation, horizontal and matrix relationship. The next one, I have highlighted the importance of this towards the end of the marathon. Those of you who watch the full marathon, I have somebody who sent a text right after the exam. I remember this very well. Sir, you told us, because I didn't discuss all the SPM aspects one by one in the marathon towards the end, but I told very clearly. And that guy particularly texted me saying that, sir, in the end of marathon, you told us to go through the concepts of SPM because one question is coming. Last time they asked you reasons, this time they asked importance. So SPM, last topic of your book. What is SPM? You just have to write the definition. It is key indicator that organization use to track their effectiveness of the strategies, and then these 4 points in the importance to align with your goals, to ensure resources are allocated properly, for continuous improvement, and for external accountability. Okay, this one from the 5 forces. Why does cutthroat competition? I hope everybody remembers this word that we have joked so many times. Cutthroat is not about cutting throat, but the intensity of competition. All the 6 reasons. 2 of these are very funny reasons, right? Fixed cost and exit barriers, right? Somebody else's fixed costs are high, we have to pay a price for that. Somebody else is not going out of the market because of exit barriers, we have to pay a price for that and all of that stuff. And then oh my god, Igor and Soft Matrix, they didn't ask any case study, technical question, nothing. They just said explain the matrix proposed by Igor and Soft. Market development, I mean market penetration, market development, product development, diversification. Two questions are a gift, guys. BCG and this one. I'm just praying that everybody should have done really well, because I don't know all of you personally, and I'm ensuring like that in my prayers this time I have to see wonderful marks. Okay, 45 out of 50 is very achievable if somebody has done this paper well. That's what I feel like. And the last one, this one is not even an exam level question. I don't know why they even asked, right? But the fact that it made it a choice with Ansoff, I thought many people would have gone with Ansoff. That is what even the feedback from many people came. For everybody, I purposefully asked, "Did you write the last question?" Then I asked, "What did you write?" I said, "No, sir, we wrote Ansoff because that's more easier to write." Because this is an introductory paragraph of a short note on key strategic drivers. Many people didn't really concentrate on what the strategic drivers of the organization are. You should have written these four and then give a little introduction or one line about what those are. I didn't give it here, but you should have generally done that. Okay. So that's it, guys. On that note, I would like to leave you here. The paper is there in the description. Like I said, go through it, check it, make sure that you prepare well for the upcoming exams whenever you're writing the next one using this. And if you have just written the exam and you're watching this, you can do your valuations, and whatever sort of marks you get, don't be dejected about that. I will see you soon in the next video, where I'm going to make the suggested answers of paper auditing. We will discuss that in detail, and that has to be real fun. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.